give me one quick second. Let me just make sure that everything here is fixed. Sorry, by the way, about the delay. And I just want to give you guys a heads up. My head actually hurts today, so every now and then when you guys see me like stopping or somewhat lagging mid part, not the stream itself but me personally lagging, pagpasensyahan nyo na, or I'm sorry about that. Give me 1 second. Okay, online. Give me 1 second. Build. Sorry. Enough na. Natas na ano. Chicken ko. Shout out also sa Angkan Alliance from Level 2. Hello you guys. Just give me 1 quick second. I'm just sharing this one really quick on my page, and then we'll get to the video. Because this video, by the way, since I don't really have like a partner today, he's offline, so I wanted to provide you guys with information on how to properly build your character the US version way. Now, the reason, by the way, why I wanted to do this is simply because I saw a comment, or I saw somebody saying that build is not important in the US server. Actually, that's not true. Okay, so I just wanted to explain something with everybody really quick. US version, C version, the China version, Korean version, whatever version, as long as it's MU2, building your character is very important. Your BP, by the way, your BP pretty much shows the total improvement of your character. Now, one thing that you guys have to understand, BP is not everything. Okay, I can have a very high BP with a very high damage, but then I may not have any kind of durability or whatsoever. Or it could be the other way around, wherein I can have a very OP durability, but then I don't have any damage. So that means when you end up fighting me, we'll just end up running in circles and nothing's gonna happen. So I'm gonna try to provide you guys with information on like what's the purpose of this, what's the purpose of that. Because guys, if you look into your character, like for example right over here, I am not really, there's a reason why I don't increase my BP that much. In most cases, what I often do is I save my materials just like so. I save my materials and then I use them all in one blast because I wanted to look at the character and I wanted to see what's missing on my character. Because if you end up just upgrading your character and managing to increase your BP, it doesn't mean that you're strong. It only means that you managed to increase the number, your battle power, but if you fight somebody that can counter that battle, whatever that you increase on your account, then you guys are already countered. And another thing, you have to remember there are so many characters in the game. There's a total of 5 as of the moment. We have the MG SCR, MG Mage, we have the Diviner. No, actually it's 6. My bad. We have the Diviner, we have the Mage, we have the Archer, and then we have the PK. So there are 6 characters with 6 different types of way to build them. All of them can have the same exact build depending on your playstyle, but building your character properly will make it last longer when you're playing the game. So first things first that you guys have to understand, we have actually 3 types of stats that you guys can see in the game. So number 1 are the base stats. What are the base stats? Base stats, by the way, is something that you guys can always upgrade every single time you touch anything, any upgradable thing in the game. This is the first thing that increases your HP, your attack, your defense, as well as your hit and your flee. Now, what are they for? What's the purpose of these stats and how does it help your character? So like I said, these are base stats. When you're starting a character in the game, of course, these are the first thing that increases. HP, of course, that's your total vitality. If that ends up going to 0, it means you're dead. Simple as that. So by increasing your HP, it also means that you're increasing your survivability in the game. Number 2, your attack. Your attack, of course, is your damage. Without your damage, you cannot kill boss, you cannot kill mobs, you cannot kill any kind of player in the game. So of course, attack is also important, but you have to make sure that you maintain a balance on that, because of course, too much attack is good, but then we also have this thing called counter, and if it goes back, it means you just killed yourself. Don't be stupid, okay? I'll explain the inner stats later and how they also work. Now, next is defense. We have physical and magical defense. Physical and magical defense works depending on the character, or depending on the class that you're fighting. If you are fighting a BK, an archer, or an MGSTR, then that means the only thing or the only defense that's working is your physical defense, because these characters are using physical damage. Now, if you are fighting against a diviner, a mage, and an MG mage type, it means... Shh! Don't look at the PDs. I feel bad already. Sorry, going back. If you're fighting a mage, a diviner, or a magic gladiator mage type, then that means your magical defense is inactive because these characters are using magical damage. So is it important to increase them? Yes, it is. Why? Because defense is something that is not working when it's triggered. It means it always works every single time. So if somebody attacks you, let's just say for example, I don't want to be fighting him. Thank God he's my ally. But let's just say I'm going to be fighting with Ati, right? Now Ati right over here has a 217k minimum attack damage, magical attack damage, and a maximum of 240k attack damage. And seeing my character right over here, oh, so sad. My HP right now is around 2.5 million. So that means if he is roughly around 250 damage, then that means if he hits me 10 times, which he doesn't even need to do, he just needs to hit me one time, because there are other stats that gets triggered. And did you know that if you attack one time, there can be a total of 10 damages that may hit you? So that actually happens. So even just one normal hit can actually deal like around 2.5 million damage to me, depending on the stats that he has improved. And I will show you guys that in a bit. Now, of course, my defense is 75k to 81k. My magical defense is 75k to 82k. So that means if I'm fighting him, if he's gonna hit me with a normal attack with around 240 damage, then you have to deduct the 75k. Oh, I feel so sad with my defense, but you have to deduct the 75k to 82k damage or defense that I have over his damage. So that's how that's how your defense work. So again, it is important. Now, of course, other than these primary stats, we also have these two hidden stats right over here, which are very, very important also in the game, because this assists your damage as well as your defense. Your hit or your accuracy, pretty much the higher your hit or the higher your accuracy, it also helps your character hit your enemy instead of your hits getting dodged. So again, your hit is very important. It's not just important for PvP, it's also important when you're killing mobs or boss, because of course the higher the boss and the lower your damage, you get what I mean, right? And then your flee or evasion, in the US version this is actually called evasion. Flee is your dodge rate. So you would notice that an archer actually has the highest number of flee because they have this skill called, I forgot what it's called, but it increases their dodge by 50%. So what it does for your character is when somebody tries to attack you with a lower type of hit, there's a chance that their hit will not hit you because of your high flee. So this is good if you wanted to survive in the game. So increasing your flee and increasing your hit really helps your character. Increasing your hit will help you damage your enemy a lot easier, and increasing your flee will help make your character survive longer in the game. So again, these are what you call basic stats. So again, that's max HP, attack, defense, as well as hit and flee. Now, let's go to the second part, okay? We have the second part called inner stats. Now, inner stats are considered as your multiplier, okay? Now, if you see somebody telling you that build is not important here, my dude, learn, okay? Study your character. Why? Because there's a reason why there are so much stats in the game. You know, these stats are not just words, okay? These stats are not just something that increases your BP. These stats gives you diversity. When I say diversity, it means you can create your character depending on how you play. And shout out by the way, Gilesian. Hello. So, let me provide you guys with information on how all of these stats work. Now, if you guys are wondering why I know this, I've played for more than 2 years already. That's why. So magic bonus or physical attack bonus, if you see this, if this is getting added to your, to your character, if you manage to increase this with glyph, titles, and all that stuff, magical bonus or physical bonus, this actually intensifies the damage of your skills. So the higher your magic bonus and physical attack bonus, it only means that you're intensifying or making your skill damage a lot stronger. You guys get it? So the higher it is, the better your skill damage are. Now, if you guys are wondering, if I have an attack of, let's just say, 200k, how much damage does this skill work? How much damage do I give my enemy if I use this skill? Oh, hi guys. So let me show you guys how that works. So let's go to skills. Now, I don't really have much ultimacies. For some reason, that skill ultimacy box hates me. It hates me. I hate it too. Anyways, even if without the ultimacy pretty much just adds flavor to the skill. It's important. Yes, it is. But is it necessary? Even though you don't have it, you can still fix your character the way you wanted it to be. But let's focus on the skill itself. So based on the level, the higher the damage multiplier, the higher the bonus damage. Hi Skylar, and also hi Giles. So all of your skills, pretty much, they have their different types of damage multiplier, bonus damage, and their cooldown. So the reason why you have to keep these in mind, because after completing the ultimacy, there's an additional feature called Awakening. And this is what the skill book is for. So if you notice, if you go to the pink diamond shop, you would see that there is this skill book right over here. Now, you may not find any use right now, but hoarding it is actually a good thing. If only they can fix the skill ultimacy and give me the skills that I actually need, that would be nice. But, since Feb 13 up until now, it's already 22nd. I still have 6 skills. I beg you. Diviner skills, please. I don't know why, but I'm starting to hate this chest right over here. Every single time I open it, I always get for different classes. So I'm really hoping that the alliance bidding or the alliance auction gets fixed, because once that is fixed, then at least I can buy the ultimacy that I personally need. Anyways, so the skill book, again, going back, the skill book is what you guys will be needing once you complete your ultimacies, and once you guys reach level 400, then you guys can awaken your skills. So here's how it works. If I have 200 damage, my main damage multiplier, since I managed to level this up, I will get an additional 39.9% extra damage coming from my normal skill because of the level of the skill. This is the normal skill, okay? Now, of course, it's different for your skills. As you guys can see, it doubles the amount. I'm not really that good in math, so put it this way. If your damage is 200, If you use the first skill, then that means you're applying up to 400k damage to your enemy. If you use this, then you're providing 250k or 259k damage to your enemy, so on and so forth. And of course, the higher the multiplier, the higher the damage. As simple as that. So as you guys can see, this is the reason why the cooldown of this is 20 seconds, because the amount of attack multiplier or the damage multiplier of the skill itself is equivalent to 400%. So, if I have 200k damage, then when I use this in the middle, or when I'm in the middle of the clash, I am applying, instead of just regular 200k damage, I'm applying 800k damage to my enemy. So, of course, you guys have to keep this in mind because we all have different skills that we use. You just have to understand how they all work and how you're gonna be using the proper combos. Anyways, going back. So, if you guys have magic bonus or physical bonus, you're also intensifying or you're making those skills or the skill damage a lot more stronger. That's the purpose of the magic bonus and the physical bonus. Now moving forward, HP bonus, this is your HP multiplier. Now, a lot of the players are actually wondering, hey, because this is something I've actually received before. There was this person or there was this player in the C server. They end up getting an R10, and in an R10 you will get a 300% HP bonus addition if you have an R10. Now they were wondering why they didn't really see the HP bonus. Now you guys have to understand, even if you reach like around 600% on the HP bonus, the HP bonus is only multiplying the base max HP. This is max HP. It means this is already the combined, this is already the combined HP of your HP bonus and your HP. It's already combined. So if you get an additional 300%, you will not specifically see that your 2.5 million will be 300% more. This is already combined. Okay? If you guys wanted to know the exact number, then you guys have to do your math and you have to go one by one on each of the stats that you upgrade. Like for example, this one, because as you guys can see, the HP I only get from the Horcrux is 5k, so you have to add them all up just to see the proper stats. I did that before, that's how I found out. Anyways, moving forward, we have the Lucky Strike. Now, the Lucky Strike, by the way, is a stats in the game that only appears when it's triggered during an attack. The higher the percent, the higher the chance it gets triggered. So, R11 ba yun? Sorry, and thank you for clarifying. So, that's R11. I'm sorry, my bad. So, as you guys can see, if I do normal attack, yeah, the mobs here are weak. Sorry. Let's move. Let me go. Kala ko nakita ko yung asawa ko. Let's move here. So, if I use my normal attack, there's a chance, as you guys can see, the red one is the double damage. The green one is the excellent strike. The blue one is not appearing. It hates me. But the blue one is your Lucky Strike. Now, what does the Lucky Strike do, right? Okay, so how does Lucky Strike works? Lucky Strike, like I said, it only appears when it gets triggered. You may use skill or normal skill to make it trigger. It just comes out depending on how high your Lucky Strike is. The higher the percent, it doesn't mean the higher the damage, okay? It works at a specific definition, which is Lucky Strike, when it gets triggered, what you guys do or what you guys get is equivalent to your maximum damage, maximum attack damage. So, if your damage is ranging from 103 to 113k, then Lucky Strike will be equivalent to 113k damage. Every single time it gets triggered, your enemies or the mobs will be receiving 113k damage. Right now, I don't know yet. 1 second, I have to I don't know yet. 1 second. That's okay. I'll hear in a bit if he is online. Anyways, going back. Am I dying? Okay, I'm not. I thought I was dying. You know, some of these mobs, when you don't look, they'll kill you. They'll literally kill you. I don't know why. I hate it, but they do. So that's how Lucky Strike work. It's maximum damage, maximum, or you have minimum and maximum damage, so it applies maximum damage. Damage absorb, as you level up, as your character becomes stronger, you would notice that your character gets weaker and weaker if you don't have the primary defense inner stats. Now, the primary defense inner stats, guys, are your HP bonus, your damage absorb, damage resist, and damage reduction. Now, every single one of us actually have a really, really low stats on this one because these are actually not that easy to increase. But they will increase along the way. It's just that we are just starting. So that's why you can't really see so much, you know. I'll answer that one in a bit. Give me 1 second. Anyways, as you guys can see, quiz. Hi. Okay. Hi. So anyways, going back, your damage absorb, the higher your damage absorb, you would notice that the less damage you're receiving from your enemy because it absorbs the damage coming from your enemy. Now, normally, what it actually absorbs is your enemy's base damage. So what it does is it kind of nullifies the damage coming from the enemy. My damage absorb is 108. Nice. Don't worry too much about my damage absorb right now. I'm not really upgrading yet. That's why. Now we have also the damage bonus. Now the damage bonus, by the way, guys, is good and bad. Honestly, it's good and bad. If you guys have seen my character from right now, I'm still waiting, by the way, for a GC. If there's going to be a GC for today, I haven't really received any PMs yet. But I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Today is the 9th day and tomorrow is my last day. Not really last day, but my last day streaming for the whole 10-day progress thing. But probably after that, it's going to be either weekly or by. Okay. No worries. So, we may get a delay, by the way, if ever that there's going to be a code for today. He's kind of stuck right now. He can't get into a PC. I'll inform you guys later if there would be. Don't worry. Wait. What was I about to say? Did I? Okay, I did share. Okay, there you go. Now, next one, pretty much, like I said, when it comes to the damage bonus, the reason why I'm saying this is both helpful and at the same time a big traitor in the game. Ooh. Aww. Take your time. Yes, I will still be playing this game after 10 days. Don't worry. The only reason why I have a 10-day progress, it's something between I can't really explain the details of that, but yes, I will still be playing this one and I will still be assisting in the game and all that stuff. Okay? So don't worry. It's just that the vlog or the live streaming will only be for 10 days. Because you guys, never mind. I'm not gonna talk about it. But yeah, it's something. I guess because we have like a split reaction regarding the live stream, right? By the way, when it comes to the gift codes and all that stuff, I'm not really choosing anybody to be a priority or whatsoever. Okay, just so you know. Whenever a code is given out, I give it out to everybody. The gift code, by the way, just so you know, there's difference between a normal gift code and a stream gift code. A stream gift code, by the way, is given to, to whoever is viewing the stream. It's actually not supposed to be given to everybody, right? I mean, I can give it away to everybody, but if it's a stream code, then whoever is watching the stream, those are the ones that are actually getting the stream codes, right? But I have a habit of actually sharing it in the game. I start with my alliance, but my alliance actually give it away to everybody. So we don't really hoard the gift codes, because come on guys, if you're watching the stream, if I am giving it only to my alliance and I'm showing it on my live stream, then does that, I think that only means I'm actually sharing it with everybody, right? And originally, the gift codes or the stream codes are only available for 2 to 3 hours because of course it's a stream code. So that means it's a code, or it's a privilege that you guys get for watching the stream, and we kind of expect that you put the codes as soon as you guys receive it. And I've been receiving, or we've been getting some feedbacks about it expiring, and about my stream being late. Now, the reason why my stream are mostly late is because this is the US server. Actually, this is morning in the US. Just so you know. Just so you know, it's morning in the US. So, I'm normally asleep in the morning in the Philippines, and my body clock, honestly, is kind of sync with the US time, even before. So, just so you know. Hi, wifey. um, titingnan ko pa kasi when it comes to my, okay, just to set proper expectation, guys. I may be in an alliance, but this is my husband's alliance. So my husband is actually the one taking care of the people. I don't want to be involved. Okay, I just wanted to explain something really, really quick, because here's the thing. I'm technically helping out in this game, and I don't want that to be an issue of me playing with my husband. Okay, I don't want that to be an issue, and right now it's kind of becoming an issue, and I actually don't like that, because I don't want one day to be asked not to be in an alliance with my husband just because you find it unfair. So I kind of decided not to get involved too much in the alley. You guys won't really see me right now talking in the alley or whatsoever, because the only reason why I created a character is so that me and JP can actually play together. So don't I'm not giving any kind of special privileges to the people inside the alliance, because I rarely even talk in the alliance. If you guys will see me talk in the alliance, if you are a part of Potato, you guys know that the only time that I will ever talk in the alliance is whenever me and JP is flirting. That's it. And that's the reason why Ati and the rest will always say, get a room, you know. But I try not to get involved with that. I try not to make any kind of decisions in the alliance of whoever goes in, whoever goes out, or whatsoever. Because I want my job to be, I want to focus on the job, but at the same time, I want to enjoy the game with him. Okay? With him. So, I don't want one day to be asked to leave the alliance and to be separated with him just because you guys cannot understand the difference of me working and the difference of me playing. When I'm playing, I'm a regular player. I don't get any kind of special advantage over you guys. This is a regular character, and the only reason why there's this regular character right over here is for me to check on the bugs and whatsoever. I'm a regular player. Okay? Regular player. Nothing special. Because if this is special, there's a difference between my character and his character. This is a GM's character. Okay? This is a GM's character. My character is a normal character. There's that difference. Okay? Sorry. I mean, I'm sorry, by the way, if I'm giving cringes to, to my alliance. But I'm just saying that, wait. Okay. I'm just saying that I just want to play normally. Okay? I want this character to be as normal as possible. The only time that this will ever be abnormal, that's because of Elder. But overall, I'm not getting any kind of special privileges. And I'm not giving away any kind of special privileges to other players. Just so you know. If I receive any kind of code, that code actually gets released here. If not here, you guys will see that code in the Discord channel. If not, we will shout that out in the world chat. If the only time ever pretty much that Potato ever gets any kind of privilege, that would probably be them getting the code 30 minutes earlier, or maybe 15 minutes earlier before my stream. That's the only time. But right now, I don't even do any of those anymore. I literally rarely chat in the game. I wanted to have fun with you guys, but you're making it hard to you're making this hard for me to have fun and like chat and talk with everybody because everybody keeps on giving issues or putting up issues on how I play. So, you know, let's just play. If we're playing, let's just play. Okay? But if you guys, of course, if you guys have any concerns like feedbacks on the game, just we have the Discord, and then we're all there. The game helpers, the GMs, of course, as your community manager, we're here to help you guys out. Just explain it to us properly, so at least we can try to work it out. Okay. Anyways, going back to the discussion. I promised myself to actually focus on the discussion, and here I go again. So the thing by the way with the damage bonus that I keep on showing you guys, the reason why I said this is a traitor, is simply because we have this thing in the game called counter damage. Now this counter damage, by the way, reacts big time with your damage bonus. The higher your damage bonus, the higher the damage that you guys receive when it gets countered. Okay? When this gets countered, it's crazy. Okay? The reason, shout out kay Ricardo. RA, eto naman magagalit sa'yo yun. RA. Shout out kay RA, hindi naman naglalaro nito. Palaruin mo nga nandito. Si Glutons. Coffee. Anyways, going back. So, when I was playing in the C server, my character is also a diviner. Okay? Pero I'm using lang ako. I'll check that later, Mike. I'll check that later. I think your concern is regarding the AA. Are you the AA one or are you the... Because my head hurts. So I failed to collate all the reports yesterday. I even forget some of the reports, but I think I put them all on this side. But don't worry, because probably after the 10 days, I'll be focusing more on the bug reports. And we're gonna be checking on that. Okay? Anyway, when I was playing... Oh, wifey! Thank you! Thank you, by the way, for that worthy milk and cookies. Thank you, wifey. And welcome, by the way, to the stream. Why don't you hop in game? The link of the APK is actually on the description box. Try it. Even if this already started on the 13th, you can still catch up because all of the items here are so abundant. Going back, I played in the I played in the C server. I'm actually using a diviner. But then I made some changes on the character, making my character the damage type rather than the durability type for the sake of my guild. Now, for doing that, everything was all good, but whenever I'm actually fighting in a group battle, like for example, Roland Wars and all that stuff, the 7 million characters are not the ones that actually kill me because I have a 7 million BP. There. The 7 million BP characters are not the ones that actually kill me. The ones that kills me are the 3 million characters and the 2 million characters because of their overflowing counter damage. Now, my damage before is so OP. Yes, I did take note of that. The R8 effect, the R8, R9, R10 effect of the AAs, don't worry. We'll make a report on that. Okay? We'll make a report on that. Na totoo lang, right now I'm experiencing excruciating migraine. I did drink my medicine, but every now and then it's kind of attacking, so that's the reason why I am giving you guys a heads up. If I kind of stop in the middle of an explanation, it means it's hurting. So there. But yeah, Skylar, send that to me again, so at least later when I'm making a report, I can add that one. So the counter damage is crazy. So when increasing your damage bonus, you have to be mindful. You have to be mindful not to increase it too much because when it gets countered, it hurts really, really bad. Pwede kaya yung taasan yung makuha sa CM na nawawala sa isa na ibet. We'll figure that out because yes, I understand that CM right now it doesn't really give you that much, but you guys also have to consider that we are S1. This is server 1. Honestly, if you guys have ever tried to play in the regular or the normal server, if you're coming from a brand new server, you guys are not allowed in the abyssal realm, right? If you guys are coming from C server, you guys know that when a brand new server comes out, Abyssal Realm is actually not open. But of course, like I said, your feedbacks, we're always putting that into consideration. So we'll see what we guys can do on that one. Because of course, in the in the C server, the crystal mines actually have extra drops on them. But of course, this is the, this is the older version, right? So the CM here is kind of similar to the CM from before. So we'll see. We'll see. Dami kasi discard nyo, lalo na sa F2P. Yeah, honestly, having dummies in the game, I don't really mind that. Because I personally don't, right now, I don't really use any kind of dummy or whatsoever here in US server. But I managed to still get what I need and what what I need for my character. Like, for example, when it comes to the wings, as you guys can see, this feather right over here, this is the product of me farming or going AFK farming in Abyss map. I haven't really bought anything yet. I haven't really bought rocks feathers yet, and this is just a product of farming. Now for AAs, I managed to get 61 AAs today. Actually, I can jump to an R9 if I wanted to, but I choose not to. Okay, I choose not to right now. Still waiting for someone. That he ended up getting disconnected earlier, so it's actually my fault. Anyways, if you keep on farming, you guys can actually get abundant amount of materials. Right now, see? I get abundant amount of materials just by simply farming. You just have to know where to farm exactly. Like personally, me, what I do is during this hour, this is the hour when I am awake, I would do all of the daily quests. I would try to make sure that I finish, or me and him actually finish all of the daily quests. Now, once everything is looted here, after getting the last box and all that stuff, after doing LOT, dungeons, and all that extras, after all of that, that's the only time that we ever jump to Abyssal Realm. And while we are in Abyssal Realm, we find a specific spot. Once we have a good spot already, that's the time that we start working on our upgrades. So we slowly work on our upgrades. We slowly work on the gears and all that stuff. So you would notice that I'm actually already wearing an R12 Lucky Strike gears with this stats. I love it. But I'm not saying that this will be my final stats. I'm not yet happy with the stats that I got. So I'm still kind of building a different type of Lucky Strike set. Now, just so you guys know, because I know that a lot of you guys will probably be questioning about the red gears in the future. So we do already have a plan for that. But I'm not going to be disclosing that much information. But we will be having red gears in the future. So this game, or the US version, what I like about it, it's kind of becoming hardcore farming. That's the reason why most of the items are actually bound. Having unbound items doesn't really invite, dummy farmers. But what it actually does is it invites merchants. Because there are some players here that they don't really want to develop their character, they just really want it to sell. So if you guys prefer to play that way, that's totally up to you. We're not gonna question you on that. It's up to you guys. Wait. Because, okay, regarding the code, right now, Elder can actually go to the PC. He's kind of busy right now. So, like I said, I'll try to release the code after, or once he actually gives that to me. Okay? I'll inform you guys ASAP. I love you too, wifey. Thank you so much, by the way, for hopping to the stream. Take care. Now, going back, so these are their things. So I've already explained the damage bonus and the counter damage. Now this too, the Excellent Strike and the double damage, is kind of similar to Lucky Strike. Excellent Strike, when it gets triggered, you saw the yellow one, it provides 120% of your damage. So if your damage is around 100k damage, then Excellent Strike provides 120k. Now Excellent Strike for me is actually better than double damage, and I'll explain to you guys in a bit. But for now, double damage is of course one of the best. But as the game progresses, while you're in the mid part of the game, Excellent Strike can be more OP than double damage. Now, double damage, by the way, when this gets triggered, this is the red damage that you guys can see when you try to attack. This provides 200% of whatever damage that you have. So if you have 100k, then that means you are hitting your enemy with 200k damage. So that's how double damage works. So again, the higher the percentage doesn't mean the higher the damage. It only means the higher the chance it gets triggered. So normally, out of 1 out of 10 attacks, depending on how high your percentage is, that's how high it gets triggered. Now, there's this thing called the multiplier for the Excellent Strike, and that is this one. This is the Excellency Bonus. Excellency Bonus, guys, what it does, this 27%, this 27% actually applies on top of your 120% damage coming from your Excellent Strike. So the higher your Excellent Strike, meaning the higher the chance it gets triggered, and the higher the Excellency Bonus, it means the higher the damage of your Excellent Strike. So in the main in the US server, in the C server, my Excellent Strike is around 140%. So that means my Excellent Strike alone can deal around 260% damage to my enemy, which is way more than what a double damage can provide. So this is OP. Okay, this is really, really OP, especially in the mid gaming. But once you reach like around 5 million, 6 million, and once elemental damage, goes in, it's still helpful, but not as helpful as elemental. And, that will be the next thing that we will be discussing after I finish everything here in the inner stats. So next, of course, the main defense, the damage reduction, and then the damage resist. 1 second. Damage reduction, of course, when you get hit by your enemy, this reduces the damage coming from your enemy. The 11% doesn't mean 11% out of whatever damage that your enemy can provide. What it does is it's like a trigger kind of thing as well. I haven't really I haven't really figured out the exact formula, but one thing I noticed, if you have a high damage reduction and high damage resist, you last really, really long in the game. So you have to work on increasing that. Damage resist is kind of similar to dodge. So damage resist, what it does is it blocks your enemy's damage. So if you get hit, if your damage resist works or it gets triggered, what it does is it blocks your enemy's damage. So whatever damage that he has, if you have a high number of damage resist, it gets blocked. You will not get hit. Next is ignore defense. Ignore defense is also one of my favorite, but other than that, we have a missing stats here that I personally love. It's called armor penetration. The reason why it's not showing right now is because I don't have the glyph that has the armor penetration on it. But armor penetration, guys, armor penetration is similar to ignore defense. They both work the same way. What they do is they provide a similar attack. For example, if you're doing 100k damage, right? 100k damage to your enemy has a defense of, let's just say, 75k. So that means when you hit an enemy, instead of 100k, your enemy or your damage will only be 25k once it hits your enemy because of their defense. Now, of course, if you have ignore defense, it ignores that defense. So instead of just being 25k, it will be a solid 100k damage towards your enemy. So that's how ignore defense works. Now, armor penetration, unlike with ignore defense only works when it gets triggered. Armor penetration, on the other hand, it applies to every stats that you have. So meaning your regular attack, your excellent strike, your double damage, your ignore defense, and whatsoever, if you have a high number of armor penetration, it applies to all of those attacks. So that's actually one of my favorite. And that's the reason why in the C server, even though that I am only 7.5 million, whenever I'm trying to fight somebody with a very high BP, there's a high tendency that my first damage may not really do a lot of things, but my secondary damage can actually decrease their life by 1 bar. So that's really, really OP. Even though I'm fighting with maybe 8 million, 9 million, That's the reason why whenever I'm fighting during battles, they're like, ang ate mo, Miss Rai. It means my damage actually hurts. So, moving forward, we have Lifesteal on Hit. Now, Lifesteal on Hit, by the way, you guys have to remember, for short range characters such as Diviners, um, BKs, um, MGSTRs, these are short range characters. It means the range of their skills are not, kumbaga, it's just very short range. So for example, here, if you're an archer, you can actually fight somebody with this range. Even if your enemy is here, you can fight somebody with this range, right? Especially when you do normal attack. But for me, hello Danielle, welcome by the way to the stream. But for me, as a diviner, I have short range. It means I have to go near my enemy to actually produce damage towards my enemy. So, going back, Lifesteal on Hit, this is actually very important for short range characters because Lifesteal on Hit is is similar to HP regeneration. So every single time you hit multiple enemies, it actually adds up to your life. So if you're a short range character who has a hard time getting away from damage from your enemy because of your short range capability, increasing your lifesteal on hit is very helpful for you because it will help you regen HP. Get it? So, the higher your lifesteal on hit, the higher your survivability. Now, as of the moment, increasing your lifesteal on hit is not really that easy, especially since we are just started here in the game. But there's a lot of ways to increase your lifesteal on hit, and one of them is so tedious, so I don't really do it that much, but it's important. This is actually one of the places where you guys can increase it. So, as you guys can see, I haven't really increased it a lot. That's the reason why my lifesteal on hit is only 53. But in my main server, I think my lifesteal on hit is around 100k. I think more than 100k already. I can't remember, but it's really high already there. So, if you're a BK, Diviner, MGSTR, or even if, just don't, you can do it as an archer, but don't do it as much because you're always far away from your enemy. 1 second. Oh, okay, going back. Next is Lucky Resist. Of course, these are your defenses. So, Lucky Resist, Excellent Resist, Double Resist. It works against Lucky Strike, Excellent Strike, and Double Damage. So, what it does, if this gets triggered, for example, if your enemy attacks you and the Excellent Strike, Lucky Strike, and Double Damage gets triggered, if your Excellent Resist, Double Resist, Lucky Resist gets triggered, it blocks those damages completely. So that means you will not get hit by those damages completely. Okay? Next is Hit Bonus. Hit Bonus is your hit multiplier. So the higher your hit bonus, it just simply multiplies your evasion or your hit right over here. So that's the reason why it's kind of easy to increase your hit. Because there's this thing called hit bonus. Wait now. Now next, Excellency Bonus. I did explain Excellency Bonus earlier. Excellency Bonus pretty much adds up on top of the 120% damage that you guys are dealing when you have Excellent Strike. So the higher the Excellency Bonus, then that means the higher the damage of your Excellency Strike. Next, Attack Bonus. Attack Bonus, by the way, simple. It's a multiplier for your base damage, which is your minimum and maximum attack. Now, I discovered... Sorry, I'm not claiming I discovered, but somebody actually told me, and this actually really, really works. Attack bonus is very, very important because this also helps you with your elemental. So, yeah, you guys already know what to do. Anyways, attack bonus, as you guys can see, this 13.8% is actually coming from whatever gears or whatever extras that you guys have in your character. But the thing is, there's also another way to increase your attack, and that's simply by enhancing. The more you enhance your character, the more the attack bonus can actually be increased. So if you enhance a specific gear that focuses more on your attack bonus, it increases. So the higher, if I remember correctly, level 15 or enhanced level 15 is 200%. So yeah. Anong kahinaan ng archer? An archer's weakness is very simple. It's stun. If an archer is stunned, then it will have a hard time dodging enemies, because archer's build is usually build under dodge and not really much of the HP. If you manage to increase your HP, then that's good. But the way you build your character as an archer, it should be more on the damage, a little bit more on the HP, higher on the dodge, and then more on your crits. So if you get stunned as an archer, you're dead. Just saying. So the technique for an archer is know how to use your dodge. You have a dodge skill there for a reason. You have a jumping skill there for a reason. So make sure you use your skills wisely. And shout out to JTV. Hello po. Ask ko lang, nagwo-work na ba yung change cash? No. Change cash option is not yet available. We don't really have Jobo nor the Gospel box right now. So if I were you guys, enjoy the characters that you guys choose. And if you want to test out the different characters, come on guys. This is a private server. It's so easy to create multiple characters here. And it's so easy to change it up. There's still a lot of things pretty much that is not really up to date with the C server or with the Chinese server. But most of the things here are the things that I actually personally tried for a whole year in C. So if it works for me, it will work for you. Okay? And the next defense bonus, guys, very simple. Defense bonus is your multiplier for your defense. The higher the defense bonus, then that means the higher the multiplier for your defense. Next, damage penetration. Damage penetration kind of works similar to hit, but the damage penetration, how it works is very simple. If a person, or if the player that you're trying to fight with has a very high resist, damage penetration counters their resist. So no matter how much they try to dodge your attack, if you have a high damage penetration, your attack will always go through. That's how it works. Lods, dual sword po ba STR Gladiator o Sword and Shield po ba? You can start with Sword and Shield. If you reach 4 million and above and then you decided to go for dual sword, that's up to you. But if in the early game you decided to use dual sword instead of Sword and Shield, just make sure you find a way to do upgrades on your HP, your damage absorb, your inner defenses that you'll probably lose if you choose a sword over a shield. Like for example, this one. Let's just say if a diviner has the ability to change into a dual staff, which looks weird, I would be losing a high amount of HP, defense. I would be losing the append stats for defense, because all of these will end up turning into these attack, right? And I will also lose damage absorb, counter damage, defense, excellency resist, dodge bonus, and defense. So if you will choose sword over shield, you will lose all of this. So make sure that you find a way to increase those missing stats if you go for dual sword. Get it? Yung diviner, paano magpakunat, kasi diviner ako. I'm a diviner as well. And honestly, I managed to play an archer for a whole year. I like archers, but the way I play is not really for an archer, because I have a habit of playing like as if I'm always going into battle. Instead of me doing kiting and being on the sides, I'm always in the middle, which is perfect for a diviner. So that's the reason why I end up choosing a diviner over an archer, because of my gameplay or my game style, right? So as a diviner, one of the ways that I increase my HP would be this one. So of course, enhancing number 1, number 2. Number 2 would be the wings. Focus first on your wings and then your infusion. Make sure that they're always at the same level, because if you start working on your feathers, it's okay to start working on your feathers, but remember, your feathers actually increases more on your base stats. Okay? Unlike with wings and infusion, when you work on wings and infusion, it balances everything, but at the same time, it provides you an additional damage absorb. So This increases your durability and your survivability in the game. That's the reason why even before, when I was in the C server, for everybody or for the new players that are starting, I always recommended them to start working on their wings and infusion first before they start working on their feathers. Now here personally, I started working on the feathers because I find it really really slow. So, you know, like for example, I wanted to stop right over here. Why? Because the next upgrade is up to level 50, and it's not smart for me to do it 50 here and then wait until I reach R8. So I wanted to reach R8 first before I start working on level 50 here, so on and so forth. Bakit daw kaya minahalan yung price ng items sa Pink Diamond Store? May explanation po ba sila for that? Just wondering why so sudden. Honestly, I haven't really got the chance to talk to Elder regarding that, but here's a few things pretty much that I can say regarding that. Number one of the reasons why they increased the pricing, first of all, for the feathers is because feathers actually drops really abundant in the Abyss map. Okay, so this is actually something that you can farm easily. So as you guys can see, I haven't bought Rock's feathers today. Even though that my diamond is just this much, I haven't bought Rock's feathers today. And even if I have 50k diamonds, I would not buy Rock's feathers. Why? Because I AFK farmed in Abyss map. And look how much feathers I got. I got like around 5,000 feathers. So, feathers is not something that you guys have to worry about. You just have to AFK farm. Number two, this one, sorry. This one. The reason, by the way, this was increased, just to explain it to everybody, and I actually agree with this. The reason why they increased the potion of concentration is because we want you guys to think twice before you kill somebody in the normal map. You guys also have to consider that potion of concentration in the C server was completely removed because this has been abused by a lot of really really strong players, and it makes it impossible for normal or regular players to actually play in the game. If potion concentration is always readily available for players, for every single player, then that means we're kind of promoting PK on the normal maps. The reason why we did not remove it completely is because every now and then there would be a time wherein if you're coming from Abyss map and then jumping to a normal map, maybe you may forget to change your mode, right? So we're giving you a chance to redeem yourself, not to wait for the whole 60 minutes, or no, not 60 minutes, not like 10 minutes to remove your brutal points and buy this, but we just didn't really remove it completely. And I can assure you guys, if this AFK killing and the normal map will still continue, expect that the potion of concentration will continuously go, the price will still go high. Okay? Nandahil rin ata sa dummy kaya tinaasan. When it comes to dummy farming, to be honest, I don't know why, but most of the items right now are actually bound. And even if I farm, as you guys can see, I farmed the whole day in Abyss map. I got like around 5,000 feathers. But the unbound item that I end up receiving is like around 41. So even if you're dummy farming, it would take you like a whole 24 hours to get a decent amount out of it. If I farm all day, see, I haven't really upgraded anything yet, okay? So this is my farm. This is my loot for going AFK farming. I mean, I'm getting decent amount, but I'm not really getting enough, like high enough amount coming from it. See, I may have got like 2,000 here. Altar. Okay. But it's not just about the dummy farming, okay? We'll find a way to make it work for the Hawk Spark. Okay, don't worry. We'll find a way to make it work for the Hawk Spark. But if you guys didn't know, sorry if my eyes are closing. If you guys didn't know, but Hawk Spark is something that you guys can actually loot if you do this. If you do your Demon's Tower actually drops Hawkspark. So this is actually one of the places where I get it. But of course, right now, most of the things in the game, the the rank up, the rank up items are the harder ones to get. Like for example, the Hawkspark, or what are the other things? Give me 1 second. Double check. Hawkspark, this one, this one. So they are really hard to get. This one and also this one. So like I said, I will be sharing with you guys some of the spots where I farm. So you just have to learn, guys, time management when it comes to farming. Don't focus on AA farming all the freaking time. Okay? Because increasing or making an R11 will not make you stronger than somebody with an R8 with a balanced stats. I'm just telling you. Your R11 will have a very OP effect. But if your overall HP and inner stats is whack, you'll die. Okay? And if you don't believe me, ask Regis. No, just kidding. Saint Regis, I'm gonna give you guys an example, okay? Saint Regis in the C server, he is one of the richest and the strongest guy when the game actually was released. When the game was released and AA was so impossible to get, he was the very first player to actually get an R11, which makes him one of the most deadliest person that you will ever meet in the game, especially during the cross server battle. So every single time we end up getting or meeting him in the cross server, every one of us will be like, oh, it's Regis. But then we realized, because that time I was in Jammarn, which is a Thai alley, and I have a friend there who is a really good builder. His name was Blast Flash. So if you guys have seen me or seen my videos on the very first years when MUC was released, you guys would see my team before, and they were the ones that actually work with me when it comes to build. So they build really good. Thank God that Blast Flash actually speaks really good English. So normally, whenever we talk about something, if there's something new in the game, we would always talk about it like, okay, we're gonna build it like this, we're gonna build it like that, we're gonna do it like this. Oh hey Raya, I noticed that your character is missing this, you're missing that. Why don't you work on this? Why don't you work on that? And then they have this character or this player who happens to be a top up player again, as well. His name was Bew. I hate that guy. Okay, I hate him to the bone. Why? Because he's arrogant and he kills everybody. He even kills me even though I'm his teammate. So he's crazy. But he is our product. When you say our product, it means his build is a product of our combined knowledge. Me, Kuni, Blast Flash, whenever we work together and discuss about something, we end up sharing that to Bew, and Bew make it work. So one time, Saint Regis, like I said, was the very first player that has a rank 10, I think, rank 10 or rank 11 AA, which was really impossible before. If you have a rank 10 AA before, it means you've spent 10 million pesos on the game. But what do you expect? He's the owner of a hotel, of a 5-star hotel. So that money is nothing for him. Or it's just, these are the kind of people that would buy a sports car and then make it explode for fun. That's the kind of guy that I think he is, because of the way he spends in the game. But he was the very first one with an R11, so that means his damage was crazy strong. Now the thing is, we build Bew to have a really strong durability because he was a BK. So when they end up meeting in Crystal Mine, because Crystal Mine is like the tiny youth of Abyss map, when they met there and they end up fighting, Bew actually end up winning 2-1. 2 points over 1 point from Regis. And that's the time that when I saw that, I was like, oh, your AA is useless, bro. Useless. And I end up looking at his character, and I noticed pretty much that he kind of worked on the AA, and pretty much he didn't really do anything else other than the AA. So that means his inner stat was whack. And that's pretty much how we gain advantage. So the reason why I'm telling you guys this story, because I want to keep, I want you guys to keep in mind that no matter how high your AA is, even if you reach R12 in the early part of the game, somebody can still kill you even if that person only has R8 or R9. So again, don't don't think so highly about an AA. AA is just one weapon or two weapons technically. It's just a weapon. Okay? Your character consists of multiple different stats in the game. Work on that. So, speaking of that, I'm gonna teach you guys how I manage my time when it comes to farming. So like I mentioned earlier, after doing all of my quests, once every daily quest is done, I would normally farm in Abyss map for the whole hour up until reset. Okay? Now, after reset, if I end up waking after reset, I would go back to the normal map and I would start jumping to altar. I would jump here. Why? Because altar is actually the best place to farm. Oh gosh, I hate this flask. Altar is actually the best place to farm gold and pink diamonds. So, when I say keep your characters balanced, you can get the AA and the other materials when you do AFK farming while in Abyssal Realm. But before but half of the day, jump to altar so at least you can increase your currencies like your gold, your alliance contribution, as well as your pink diamonds, and use that to properly buy the right items for your character. Now, what are the right items for your character? What do you actually need to buy for your character to be strong? Regarding, by the way, the functionality of the AA effect, this has been reported to me yesterday, but I kind of failed to put it on the reports. So, I did get information of the details of that. I have an R8 right now, but I don't think that the R8 is working. I don't really see the angel effect yet. So, it's something that needs to be tested and checked. So please be patient with us on that. Okay? Sorry. What was I saying? Okay, sorry. The things that you guys have to buy. Number 1, after farming, the first thing that you guys need to do for your character is check on the items that you end up looting while you AFK farm. So personally, after checking the items that I have, as I can see here, I end up getting good amount of Maya. So I don't really need to worry too much about that. I end up getting good amount of Gem of Blessing, good amount of Gem of Soul, good amount of Gem of Health. I don't care with you. I don't care. I got a good amount of Rock's Feathers. I got good amount of Hawk's Spark. But I still purchase Hawk's Sparks, by the way, because it doesn't really drop that much. The rest, I don't really worry too much about that. I don't worry too much about this either. I don't have this much, but I'll probably work on this at a later time. I don't really find it as important as the other things that I can upgrade on the character, because this will just increase the BP, but it will not really increase your inner. So right now, since I managed to increase to almost 400k, what I'm trying to do is balance out my inner, because right now, so far, my HP, my attack, my defense, and all that stuff is fairly okay, but I don't really have a lot of inner stats that will be considered as a multiplier, so I need to start working on that. So one of the things that I have to start working for my character, and you guys can use it as an example, would be my wings. So I wanted to work on my wings and wanted to reach R8, so at least I can increase the damage absorb. And then after working on the R8, I will start working on my infusion. Okay? Once they are both R8, probably it will release another wing here, another feather here. So that's the time. After doing R8 here, I'll start working on making this level 50. Now, once everything is level 50, I'll go back and then try to reach level 9. But then, by that time, reaching level 50 would also means that you would need extreme amount of materials just to do that. So you guys can also stop working on this one and focus on working on your wings and infusion. Now, the goal for wings and infusion before you stop working on it would be R10. rank 10 for both wings and infusion, because it will give you a good amount of damage absorbed for both of them. And that will increase your survivability, especially when you are fighting with another player. So work on your wings and then your infusion. Now, next thing that I always work on would be my accessories. Now, for accessories, guys, as you guys can see here, I always work on my accessories a lot. But as you guys can see, I keep it balanced for now. But honestly, in my main account in the C server, you would notice that some of my accessories are level 300, some of my accessories are level 200. So they are not matching, or they are not the same number. Oy, nahilo ko. They are not the same number. So I wanted to explain how that works. Now, every single accessory that you guys have, they have corresponding basic stats that increases when you do your upgrade. Wala pang new code kasi medyo busy pa si Elder. Pero pag once na binigay niya, iaabot ko naman sa inyo, guys. Don't worry. Pag nahihirapan na kayo, guys, sa Hawks Park, mag-focus na lang. Uy! Sorry, wait lang. Kapag nahihirapan na kayo sa Hawks Park, mag-focus lang muna kayo sa wings and infusion. Focus on wings and infusion first. Because like I said, it may be the slowest thing to upgrade, but it's the most worth it thing to upgrade in the game if you want to survive longer. I assure you that. Now, just to explain again the accessories, as you guys can see, I always buy tattoo. And this is not really just to increase my BP, but this is also to manage my inner stats, or my base stats properly. So every single one of them, they actually increase different types of stats. So for example, this one, if I increase this one, it will increase my attack, my HP, and then my hit. If I increase this one though, I would increase my attack, my defense, and my HP. No hit. If I increase this one, I have migraine, so that's the reason why I'm stopping. I'm sorry. If you increase this one, you would have defense, HP, and hit. And then this one, attack, HP, hit, attack, defense, hit. So, this is how you balance it out. Look at your character first. Look at your character. So, as you guys can see, I have 2.5 HP. My attack is a bit low. My defense is a little bit low. Now, next thing that I always do, look at the ranking. I'm only rank 46. So, I normally look at people 5 ranks above me. Okay? 5 ranks above me. So, I still win on HP. I lose on the attack. I win on the defense. Next. If you're not on the ranking, one of the things that you guys can do, you guys can also try to play with people in Tinute. Find somebody with the same BP as you and then try to fight them and see, you guys can see if your HP is fairly low by doing that. So 45. So we got star. As you guys can see, I'm very low on my attack, but my durability, I always win against them. It's always higher than most of them because that's what I am working on. So, we are gonna try to increase my attack this time since my HP is high. How did I manage to increase my HP? Simple. All of my Horcrux is level 60. That increases your HP big time. I'm a big fan of enhancing. That's the reason why if you see my silk, it's always high. So I'll teach you guys on how to properly upgrade your skins later. So let's work first on the accessories since I have a lot of tattoo. So I still want to work on my HP. I still want to work on my hit. But I want to work on my attack. So I'll be working on this one. I'll upgrade this to 40. There. Now next one, I have to find another. Okay, this one, same thing. So let's increase this to 40. Because it has attack. I don't want to work on my defense yet. My defense is still okay. Okay, so this one actually works on all of them. So let's increase this to 40. Okay, I can try to increase this maybe up to 50. Okay, I can. So it stays there. both of them are the same. This one is defense, so I'll put you there. There you go. So as you guys can see, they're not really balanced, but it has a big effect on my character. So from 2.5, now my HP is 2.6. See how it increases. From 103, now it's now 104 to 114. So I have 103 to 113 earlier, so it increased. This one, it didn't really increase much, but from 81 it became 82, so it increased a little bit. So now I'm still lacking on the attack. So I have to work on increasing my attack since my HP is now doing okay. So let me provide you guys information on how to increase those stats. So you have different costumes, and all of the costume have different ways of enhancing all of them. If you work on skins like so, it will increase your physical defense and your max HP. If you start working on your weapons, it will increase your physical attack and your hit. If you work on your wings, it will hurt. It will work on your attack, defense, and flee. And finally, if you work on Horcrux, it will increase your defense, your HP, and your hit. And as you guys notice, I keep on working most of the time on my Horcrux. So all of my Horcrux right now is level 60. So that means I can stop working on that and start working on something else. So I don't really have much skin here. So I'll start working on improving my attack by making all of these into level 60. I doubt that I could reach it because I still don't have enough, but I'll work on what I can. So there you go. So I kind of work a little bit on that. Let's see here. It didn't really improve it that much, but from 114 it jumped to 115k. So that's how it works. So it works on my attack, and then at the same time it also improved my hit a little bit because of what I upgraded. So I still want to work on increasing my damage. So what else can I improve, right? What else can I improve? So as you guys can see, we don't really have a lot of things to upgrade as of the moment. I can start working on this one. Oh, by the way, I don't really recommend Awakening right now because the Awakening isn't really working. It's working, but it doesn't really add up to the stats. If you notice, my elemental, it has damage on it, but the reason why I have damage on it is because I upgraded something else. So that's why. The game po, ano yung spirit relation nyo? That purple and orange. Ano po yung advice nyo since it's early game? Normally I advise purple spirits during the early game, but this is a private server, so that means it's a lot more easier to get most of the materials here rather than in the main game. So this is the reason why even at the early stage of the game, I started already with a complete orange accessories, because honestly guys, if you are playing in the C server, even hitting 1 star for a 1 week, for playing 1 week, it's not gonna be that easy. Okay, so I guess I still need more of these. I don't want to upgrade my sub spirit, or my support spirits yet, because my support spirits as of the moment, they don't really have any star, and if you don't have any star, you're only getting 20%, like flat 20% out of them. So increasing them at an early game without any star up or rank up is not really that advisable. I mean, it will increase your BP a little, but I don't find it wise to use your very few crystals for that. For now, start working first on your main, and then once you manage to hit 3 star to 5 star on the main, then start working on your support spirits. Kasi JTV, here's the thing. Here, which is not really available in the game, here in the private server, Sacred Stone is something that you guys can actually purchase right over here. You guys can purchase it using pink diamonds, and pink diamonds is something that you guys can farm here in this game. So all you need to do pretty much is strategize how you play the game so that you guys can get the materials that you guys need. As simple as that. So make sure that you always get this one as well. I've never been really lucky with rolling here. See? sad. So right now, what else? So here's another thing. If you actually farm an altar, if you actually farm on abyss altar, sorry, not abyss altar. If you farm in VIP altars, abyssal altar, purgatory altar, or master altar, you guys can actually get the currencies. So when I say currencies, I'm talking about gold, I'm talking about the pinks, and I'm talking about the alliance contribution. So as you guys can see, I may not have enough right now, but as you guys can see, I actually already purchased some items, and that's the reason why I don't really have a lot of items right over here. But if I actually jump right now here to Purga, which I don't oftenly do, or at around this hour, I do this after, you know, after reset, I'll show you. You guys can farm in any spot because of course not everybody's actually super strong in this early part of the game. So see, okay, I just wanted to show you that I don't have any kind of pink diamonds right over here, or gold, or alliance contribution, or whatsoever, right? And you guys saw the alliance contribution I have. And let's see if we have party here, so I'll just join whichever. Okay, so they're all in this side, so let's go to that one. Pink diamonds to evolve? No. No. What I would suggest with you, Rufa, is to try to shout out. See? Try to shout out in the normal, in the world chat, and try to make exchanges with other players. Because, for example, I'm a diviner, maybe you're an archer, maybe I have items for archers, and you have items for diviners. We can swap. Something like that. So, I'll try to farm here for a good 15 minutes or so. But as you guys can see, it keeps dropping. It keeps dropping. I already got like 15 pink diamonds, and if I actually stay here, maybe do something else, watch a movie or do whatever, if I go back, I'll get good amount of items, and I also get like mana herb and all that stuff right over here. So this spot, or this map, pretty much provides you some of the basics. The only thing, or the only drop I totally hate in here would be the freaking flask. Like, before, I like hoarding the flask, but now I hate it because the last time I've ever checked my flask, I end up getting around almost 2,000 flask just for farming, which is annoying. Anong for me, no? Yeah, for you, no. Yeah, I don't evolve using pink diamonds. Because you can always trade. You can always trade with somebody. There will always be a player that has the same needs as you. I mean, a different needs as you, but the same thing that you guys are looking for. For example, let's just say Skylar, right? Or no, I'm not gonna use Skylar. Let's just say, for example, me and my husband. So my husband is actually a BK, so he would be needing BK items, and I am a diviner, so I would be needing diviner items. So all of the items that I loot, which are for BK, it will go to him, and all of the diviner loot that he loots, it will go to me. So as simple as that. And I have extra materials for archers. So if there are archers in my server or in my alliance, I'll just ask around with them. Oh, who needs this? Who needs that? Okay, you need? Oh, swap. Swap. Pengi ako ng item ko. Like, give me an item for my class. Something like that. Yeah, right now, we don't really have the battle report in the game, which kind of sucks. But, here's the thing. Actually, it's not just the battle report. I'm seeing some things, in the game, which kind of sucks. Like, for example, the block option. There's only one person I really want to block, but it's not working. I can still see his chat. So, yeah. I guess that's something that we have to work on, you know. Applicable po, but actually, the glyph is not, that's not really a hack. Okay? It's not really a glyph hack. It's like rarity. Okay, that's the reason why it's working like that, because the rarity of the red versus the rarity of the yellow, they're two different things, and red is higher, so if you use that to upgrade a yellow, it automatically increases like a level to 2 levels above, depending on the current level it has. But yeah, that thing actually works here. I'll probably be showing you guys that very soon, but at the moment I couldn't really do lost hour because I'm kind of asleep during 1 p.m. onwards. Like for example, earlier, yesterday I tried to sleep as much as possible because I started experiencing um have you ever guys experienced body pain when you're very very tired? So I was experiencing extreme body pain, like as if I went to the gym. Like my whole body hurts. My arms hurt, my head hurts, my back hurts because I'm always in front of the PC almost like the whole 24 hours because when I'm not playing, I'm actually working. I'm actually constructing some things for you guys, you know? And there would be times where weird naman bakit 300 kbp. Why is it weird? This is a new server. That's the reason why it's like that, Kennard. You'd understand if you join us. The highest BP right now is like maybe around 700k to almost 800k. I think I can't remember what Ati's stats are. 1 second. Is Ati available? I don't know if he's available, but he's the highest BP right now. I can't remember his stats. I don't really add a lot of people. I don't really add a lot of people. It's kind of, it's kind of something. It's kind of something that me and my husband actually discussed. Like, I'm not gonna be involved too much in the game. I play so at least we both can play. That's why. Is he there? No. I don't know if he's here, but I don't want to go out. Yeah. Okay, he's here. Thank you, Ati. Okay, so Ati is actually the highest BP right now, and he is at VIP 15 with 753k BP. So that's not weird. If you see me with a 300k BP right now with a VIP 12, that's because we all, once you reach level 200, everybody here is VIP 12. Oh, you're watching your stream. Hi. I'm like, hi. So he's 753 kbp. So I'm sorry, I couldn't really jump out of the abyss. I mean, I'm not really worried about losing 20 diamonds, but So I'm gonna teach you guys how to manage your time. So we have 24 hours in a day, right? So most of the time, if you start working on your dailies, like for example, me and JP, or me and my husband, whenever we're playing, once I start doing the stream, we do the quest at a specific order. We start doing the Devil Square first, and then Blood Castle, and then while waiting for those, we start working on the Demon's Tower of Divinity. We also reach the max level for the husband and wife tower thingy. So we have reached level 60 on that. After that, we just need to raid that, and then while we're still waiting for Blood Castle and Devil Square, we start doing our daily quest. Once daily quest is done, probably we're already 2 out of 3 for Blood Castle as well as for Devil Square. Once the daily quest is done, and once Devil Square and Blood Castle is done, we start working on supply gathering. After supply gathering is done, we start working for XP Dungeon. XP Dungeon is really quick. Once XP Dungeon is done, we start doing the dungeons. The dungeons, all you need to do is just raid all of them once you're done with all of them. And what will happen is once you raid, you will have all of the items in here, right? So what we do is before we go inside, or before we do anything else, we try to clear out our inventory to have this much space. And then once we have this much space, we jump to LOT, or Land of Trials. Now once we do Land of Trials, we get into our spots, and once we have our spots already and already use the 500 XP, that's the time we start clearing our mail. Now, once we clear our mail, what we do is we just do this. We receive all. You guys seen me do this before in my live stream, right? Receive all, sort out. After sort out, we check all of the items. If the item has a good stats, we keep. If the item has a bad stats, it stays here. And then once done, either it goes to the Horcrux, but if you're starting to work on your level, you can go to extract and extract the item to get immortal essence. Okay? Now, of course, do it again. Keep doing that. Receive all. After you receive all, you will be getting a combination of blues and oranges. Fuse all of your blue, purples, and greens. And once you fuse that, sort out. And then check again the material, check again the gears to see if there's a good gear out of the randoms. Once you've sorted that out, either you click on Horcrux to fuse them all there, or you go to enhance to extract. I'm still waiting, by the way, for Elder, because right now he is stuck, so he can't really give out the code yet, but probably he will later. So I don't know if I can give it away right now on the stream, or we'll probably give it away in the Discord. So I'm still waiting for him on that. He is on his duties. Duties. That's why. Give him time. Give the guy some time. And then, so once my inventory is clean, once it's clean, I will probably still have 15 more minutes to do it. Or 15 more minutes while I am inside Land of Trial. While I'm doing that, or while I still have time, what I do is I just make sure that I click on the gems, because I don't want to lose the gems. And then, yeah, pretty much probably do something else, like grab some water, or if I'm live streaming, then focus on the live streaming while I'm finishing LOT. So that means you still have a lot of time, right? Now, of course, if you have many spaces like me, another thing that you guys can do is you guys can start working on upgrading your gear. So as you guys can see, my gear right now is already at rank 12. I only have one remaining rank 11 here, and I have very, very bad accessories as of the moment because it doesn't drop for my class. I hate it. Excuse me. One sec. Sorry about that. Anyway, it doesn't really drop for my class, so I just make sure that I clean what I can. That's the reason why I have so much items right now na nakakalat sa inventory ko. See, I have so much excess items. I haven't really checked all of them, but if I have that free time, I will. But for now, I don't, so I just let them be in there. Another thing, by the way, that I can give you guys as a tip, you guys notice that even if you do your dungeons, you're not really getting enough gems. So one of the very helpful tips that I can provide all of you guys would be to start using your pink diamonds and buy the gems that you guys can see here. It's not really that much, guys. It's not really that much, but I don't really have much pink diamonds as of the moment. So, but try to purchase them all. It'll be helpful. I assure you that. I only started doing that yesterday. Me and JP only started doing that yesterday, so I don't really have much gems as of the moment, but it's a work in progress. So as you guys can see, I have already farmed for just a couple of minutes, but see how much I'm getting how much pink diamonds I'm getting. So sometimes if I stay here for maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, or 4 hours, sorry, I end up getting like 100 to 200, almost 300 pieces of these gems, and I end up getting maybe around 20k to 30k pink diamonds just for AFK farming. So that's, like I said, that's one of the things that I normally do here. So again, after reset, or when I wake up, even if it's not after reset, if it's 6 o'clock or whatever, I jump here until I stream. So I have, if it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 up until 10. So maybe 6 hours of farming here, I always get like around 20k to 30k pink diamonds. And then from after doing my quest, maybe let's just say I consume 4 hours, 4 to 3 hours of doing quests, because most of the time we end up having fun in the game, so that's the reason why it takes longer. But if you focus on doing your quest, it's roughly just around 2 hours. And then the remaining time, let's just say we start normally at around, let's just say 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, almost around 12 hours in Abyss. So if I do the 12 hours in Abyss, just AFK farming, I end up getting a lot of the feathers, a lot of the enhancement materials, and this is, by the way, very important, especially once Awakening is available. And then after that, I jump to Abyss to start working on the currencies. So again, know how to balance whatever you're farming. Don't work or don't focus too much on working on just your AA alone. Okay? Because regardless if you have R8, you have R9, honestly, did you know that in um, in the C server, the strongest players can actually kill somebody that has R10, even though that they only have R8 AA. Some players can kill somebody with an R11 AA, even though the other player only has R9. It doesn't matter how OP your AA is, okay? Your inner stats or the other stats are always still very important. It doesn't matter how high your BP is. You guys have to know, in the C server, a 22 million can kill a person with 28 million BP. And if somebody tells you that the BK is not strong enough in the game, don't believe them. Because the strongest player in the C server for probably 8 consecutive months is actually a BK. So it doesn't matter what class you are, it's all about the build. It's always about the build. So it doesn't matter again what what character you choose in this game. It's all about your gameplay, your game style, and the way you build your character. So again, I hope that you understand how all of these works. So I don't know if I can last long enough to do the stream. Right now, Elder is actually idle, so I'll try to ask him again later for the code. I don't think I will be able. Sadly, don't think I will be able to do it here on the live stream, because I don't want to be just doing the staring game with you guys while I am live streaming, because my head is already hurting incredibly. So get last. Yeah, he's now a Grow Lancer. Guys, come on. For the win, or anti-win, is actually my friend. Okay? I know her build, starting from BK, the changes that she makes, everything. So kumbaga, I'm a big fan of hers, and the cute thing is she's also a fan of me. So that's the reason why we became close. And we help each other when it comes to, wait. Ooh, I'm nice to know. Sorry. So I know the changes that she made. Did you guys know that there was a time wherein BK became a really, really hard character to use when they started revamping archers, when they started revamping diviners? Yeah, she is a girl. That's why win. Didn't you notice the way she spelled the win? She's a girl. She's an actual girl. I answered this one on my live stream in the Facebook page. So, a few things. Do I know her? Yes. Do I chat with her? Yes. Have I talked to her? Mm-hmm. Do I know her build? Yes. Are we friends? Yes, we are. So, yeah. If you're a diviner like me, you want to start working on your durability. Let's just say diviners and BKs, they have the same play style. Naglalag yung utak ko, sorry. They have the same play style in the game. Both of them, you have to work on your durability because all of the skill effects that they have, it works better if you can last longer in a fight. So work on your HP, work on your defense. I cannot tell you personal information, but is she rich? Duh. Yes, she is. Um, Basta kasi dati, noon, when Majesty was just starting before, there was a time wherein they end up creating a group chat where all of the Majesty players are in there. So I end up talking to I end up getting the chance to chat with almost everybody because I'm a Majesty player too. Because I own Lost before, right? So whenever Majesty is about to come up, um we end up making comparison with the stats. And then we're always saying like make the best person wins, but you have no idea how competitive all of them are. Did you know that sometimes they would hold off on upgrading their gears and they would upgrade all of their stats 5 days before the Majesty? And I'm not talking about cheap upgrades, huh? They would literally hide almost $20,000 worth of items or upgradable items that they hoarded and hide just to hide their BP. And they would only show that on the time of Majesty. And they always keep on doing that every single time before. Kasi what we do is we always spy on each other. We always have like different dummy characters to check on their BP, to check on their spirits, upgrades. So that's the reason why we have a habit of hiding our stats before. Because we don't want to get spied on. We don't want them to know that, oh, I think Raya is going to be using a razor, so that means we have to use this, we have to upgrade this, we have to upgrade. Because they also know how to build. Some of them, they don't. But there are a couple of players in Majesty that has OP ways to build and to counter another build. And what's so unfair was during that time, I live streamed my build. So the first Majesty, they know my build, which sucks. So that's why the second ever Majesty, we decided not to show my stats. So that's the reason why I keep on most of the time I show my my 2 million archer to provide information and not show my main character because they were spying on my inner stats. And if you understand how inner stats work, and if you know another person's inner stat, then you know how to counter them. So that's what always happens before. We end up spying with each other. Wait lang. Madama ng magandang element sa bit. Jensen, there's no specific element that works specifically for a specific character. Every element works the same. Okay? It depends on how you build your character. When I say how you build your character, I'm talking about the spirits that you chose. Okay? For example, me, I am a diviner, I chose a razor. Now, what does a razor have? A razor uses elemental, thunder element, right? Now, other than that, it also depends on the, on, on the accessories I chose. Now, for the accessories right now, there's no awakening yet for the accessories, which is a good thing and a bad thing. So that means elemental is not so OP here, huh? Because did you know that in the C server, awakening the accessory is your biggest elemental booster. But this also changes the game and changes pretty much changes the options for your elemental. So since there is still no awakening here, then that means then that means what the best element for your character would depend on the main element of the main spirit that you're using. You can simply focus on that. You can focus on one specific element for now. since since there's no diversity yet because there's no awakening here, you can just simply work on that. And then yeah, it depends. Kasi guys, whenever I'm choosing an element, I always choose the element that not a lot of players are using. So that's one good thing. But here, since we are all just starting, so probably the most dominant elements in this game would depend on the items that they're using. If you're using a whale, then that means it's water. If you're using razor, demon Cynthian, or apostle, then that means you're using thunder. If you're using azure flame, sage, um, then that means you're increasing fire. And if you're using pig or maiden, then that means you're using wind. So again, it all depends on the item or the main spirit that you're using. And you intensify whatever elemental that you have with your guardian. I don't have much guardian yet. But yeah. Worth it ba gamitan ng gems pang roll dun sa Oracle to get Soulstone and Guardian? Yes and no. Yes and no. Because right now, it can be kasi here's the thing. Elemental element increasing your elemental damage is another way. Wait. What? Yeah. You watching? Hi, Sue. So yeah, this is actually for those new people that are actually watching. Yes, it drops alliance contribution of 1,000, and at the end of the day, after farming for maybe a good 5 hours to 6 hours, I can end up getting like around 65k alliance contribution just by farming altar. So this is actually a really good place to farm your currencies. If you want to farm diamonds, if you want to farm diamonds, just make sure that you do your dailies. You get 750 blue diamonds for that, and then kill all the bosses, and you get either 50 diamonds, and then do altar. You can probably get more than 1,000 to 1,500 blue diamonds in a day. For pink diamonds, you can get a good amount of pink diamonds just by doing a good 5 to 6 hours AFK farming here, and you're also increasing your gold and alliance contribution. If you want to work on your AA and then your upgrading materials, then you can use the remaining hours farming on the abyssal map. Farming in the normal map is also okay, but comparing the drop of abyssal map to the normal map, because I tried them both, and the harder the map, the more abundant the drop is. So abyssal map actually provides way more items than the normal map. That's based on my experience, because I remembered when after they fixed the drop rate for the materials, I started farming for a good 6 hours first in Island of Prison, but I kind of got bored there because I find that the mobs are not so much. So I jumped from Island of Prison down to Kalutan, and I have a spot in Kalutan that I always like to farm, which is the Golden Warrior. And I farmed there for the remaining day, for the whole day. I got a good amount of AA drop, but compared compared to compared to the amount of AA drops that I got from Abyss, it's you can't really compare it. And I again next day I started farming again on Abyss map, but then I changed from Island of Prison to a master level map, which is Giant Ice. I love that place. And after farming there, I noticed that I was getting more materials than normal. So, well, it's not just there. Okay, the reason why I farm on that map, because this is the borderline of something that my BP can handle and something that a lot of players can handle. But If I increase my BP, then that means I can jump to low wetlands, and there's a spot in low wetlands that I actually like to farm. So I'm gonna show you guys excuse me, some of the best spots. And the cool thing about sorry, I can't. Some of the one of the cool thing here is, since they didn't really fix the proximity, you guys can farm like this close with each other, and end up looting a lot of items. So no matter if your guys are close with each other, it's okay. The only thing, or the only downside about farming at this close proximity would be the XP. So you have to balance it out. Are you farming for XP? Are you farming for materials? So on and so forth. Do you recommend in a 5-month party to be all in the same spot or separated? I don't, based on my observation, farming solo is okay, but I noticed that the drop is a lot lower than being in a duo, because I have my husband, right? So when me and my husband actually farms together, we farm a little bit more. Now one day I accidentally opened the party because we are selfish, greedy little couple. We normally farm together and we don't really include anybody on the party. It's just both of us, me and him. We close the party all the time. But there was this one time wherein I forgot to close it, so it was open, and then a lot of my guildmates actually joined in, and we are all in a very close proximity, which is a spot in Island of Prison, and it's kind of similar to this spot right now. And I noticed that the drop of the items are more. So, in my opinion, regardless if you guys are this close, there are just a little, there's just a little pros and cons in being in this close party. The pros here is you get more items if you are in a party and you guys are close range with each other, like so. But the cons is the amount of XP that you guys are supposed to be getting for yourself is gonna be divided into 5. So make sure to keep in mind what you guys are doing during that hour. Are you farming for XP? If you're farming for XP, then stick with 2 people. If you're farming for materials, then you can go with 5 people. If you're farming, yeah, pretty much that's it. It's only XP and then materials. Because for me, we're trying to keep it balanced between leveling and then upgrading the materials. So that's the reason why we kind of come up with the perfect schedule on how to properly farm in the game. So again, we spend, during my live stream up to, 2 hours from now, we try to finish all of our main quests. After that, the very last quest, or the last quest that we do, would be LOT, or Land of Trials. So we will open 500 XP. So we will spend 30 minutes there, and then after that, we will be jumping to an abyss map, a master altar map, to use the extra 30. And then at first we start with 2 PTs. We start with 2 people on the party, and we keep at a very close proximity, so only 2 of us share the XP. Now once that is done, we open the PT, we let everybody in, and then we keep at a very close proximity. We just maybe clean the inventory or do something like the upgrades on the character. And then once the upgrades are done, or once the cleaning is done, we let the characters be. You guys can rest, watch a movie, do whatever you guys want. If you're using a PC, then that's good. If you're using a phone, make sure it's charged. Because you'll end up having a dead battery afterwards. After that, maybe if you fell asleep, if you wake up, or if you see that you've been farming for a good hour or 2, maybe if you end up looting maybe around 200 AA pieces, in my case 600 AA pieces. After that, I jump from abyss map to normal map, and then I go to altar, and then sleep again after putting my characters into position. So right now, honestly, a lot of the people may ask, like, what if somebody kills you, right? What if somebody kills you? There will be a time that may happen. It can happen, okay? Because this is a PK map. Abyss map is a PK map. That can happen. But here's the thing. Do you think we will not have revenge? I mean, if you guys start a war, it also means that some, that the party that you try to fight with will also might also fight back. So it's up to the people in the server if you want peace or if you want war. It's not just you, it's not just one person. It has to be every single one of them. I mean, may meron talaga siyang mantitrip. Somebody will always have that crazy idea of being bored and then killing everybody. That always happens. I've seen that all the time happen, but it's inevitable. You just have to keep an eye on your character. Not maybe all the time, but most of the time. So as you guys can see, I haven't really farmed for a very long time. Maybe I farmed for a good 30 minutes. I only have 2,049 pink diamonds right now. I have maybe around 25 million gold. So now I have good amount of gold coming from this one. Okay, so that increased to a million gold. For my diamonds, as you guys can see, I only farm for a very short time, but I end up still getting diamonds. So imagine if I went to sleep, right, and I just leave the character as is. Alliance contribution. There. I guess the only advantage pretty much that the potato has over the other players would be is they watch my stream and they know what to do. That's it. No, this is not a beta anymore. This is actually the live server. So this is server 1. Server 2 will be released on March 2 if I'm not mistaken. They do have a countdown in the Discord channel. You guys can start with the purple, right? I don't know that. I started. Yes, sure. You can. So, okay. I can show you the difference between them. So right now, I'm currently using a solid spirit relation, which is resounding radiance. If I choose to remove maybe Azure Flame, I would still end up getting like a solid 4 relation. And let's just say I choose to use a Gluten King. March 6 ba? I'm sorry, my bad. I failed to look at the countdown. My bad. You can go for a purple relation. I mean, no, not purple relation, but go for one purple and then support, just like what I was thinking. But the reason why I didn't want to do that is because imagine how much I would be losing. I would be losing a large amount of HP for doing that, because right now using a solid relation or using this relation gives me around 60k HP. So if I remove Azure Flame from the listing, I still get the damage coming from the support spirit, but I still get the damage from the support spirit, but I would probably be losing damage bonus, HP bonus, and a good amount of max HP. So it's a deal breaker for me. I mean, one of the good things about using a purple spirit would be it's a lot easier to 5-star. It's a lot easier to star up than the gold one, since the gold one, the materials are not that easy to get. But I'd still go for this full relation for now, because the HP and then the rest of the stats are way better for me for now. And here's the thing, even if you're a free-to-play player here, it's okay. It's okay to be a free-to-play player and use a full orange spirit relation, because pink diamonds can be looted, alliance contribution can be looted, even blue diamonds can be looted. So that means you can also purchase the upgrading materials to start it up. So it's okay. You can just manage your pinks. The reason why I'm not working on that, I'm starting to work on my inner, I'm starting to work on my other stats to keep it balanced. Do you have an opinion about the best bet combo for a diviner, or is it dependent on the stats of the player? Yeah, the current build. Okay, so if you guys are gonna ask me, is this the spirit combination that I wanted to use? No. Why did I choose this combination? Simple. Because this is the spirit that I have available. So I have to make it work. Right? I have to make it work. So after rolling, or after doing spirit treasure, these are the spirits that I end up looting. And this is the relation that I end up getting. But if I were to choose a relation for my spirit, I would go for the one with the Thunder Apostle, Demon Cynthian, Takemizuchi, and what's the other one? 1 second. I have it on my list, but Taki. Is it Sage? Wait. Is it Sage or the Flying Pig? Where? Oh no. Apostle is not here? Okay. If Apostle is not here, then I would go for this build. This one. The Holy Guardian Arrival, which is Demon Cynthian, Sage, Takemizuchi, and then Flying Pig. And I could probably either use Cynthian as my main, or I would probably use Flying Pig as my main. Why did I choose them to be my main spirit? This one is Thunder, if I'm not mistaken. You're Thunder, right? I'm like, you're Thunder, right? But this removes stun, so this is okay for me. And the damage bonus and HP bonus is very balanced, so that means the HP bonus will be more once you do the upgrade. Thunder Flame Divine God. This one, I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. It's okay. Wait, give me 1 second. Let me just open my spirit relation tab, because I actually have the list for all of the spirit relations. Why do I have that? Don't question me. Okay. What was your question? Wait. Thunder. Wait. Thunder. What's the name? What's the name of the relation? Thunder. It's here. Thunder Flame Divine God. Okay, 1 second. Let me type that in. Thunder Flame Divine God. Who's touching my baby? Wait. Sabo. Taki, Flying Pig, Razor, Ash. Okay. So this one, or that relation, by the way, has, or sorry, yeah, those combo has 6 relation, and it will provide you 60k HP, 380k attack, 16% excellent resist, 20% excellent strike, 20% exe bonus. Wait. 14% double damage, 5% double resist, 5% defense bonus, 18% damage penetration, 5% damage bonus, 7% ignore defense, 11% H bonus. Well, that's good. That's actually okay. But if you compare it with Cynthian, if you include demons, the one, the relation that I want, the Demon Cynthian, Great Sage, Takemizuchi, Flying Pig, this one has a 7 relation spirit. It provides you 65k HP, 5% attack, 37 excellent strike, 43% excellent resist, 12% exe bonus, 15% damage, 8% double resist, 6% defense bonus, 32% damage penetration. Dang. 17% damage bonus, 7% ignore defense, 15% HP bonus, 10% damage support, and 5% damage amplification. That's dope. I think you're talking about the 8 spirit relation one. Did you guys know that there's a spirit combination that has 8 spirit relation? And that one is this one. Wait. It's Buffett, Elite Demon, Mr. Bite, and then the Divine Flame Angel. So the 8 relation is Ancient Barren Demon Land, Purgatory Adventure, Posture of Youth, Dance with Evil Dragon, Win Evil Hell, Devil Daddy. Who named the spirit relation Devil Daddy? Like, really? Really? Heaven's Traitor Punishment, Demon General Wanko. Who named you? Anyway, it provides you 64k HP, 1,800 attack. It does not provide Excellency Resist, sadly, but it does provide Excellency, um, Excellent. Oh, sorry. It doesn't provide Excellent Strike. It provides Excellency Resist. It provides Excellency Bonus. It provides double damage 6%, resist, and then yeah, and then damage penetration. But it's an 8 relation, but it doesn't really provide enough. I mean, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not. So if I would go for, I mean, that 8 spirit relation is only good if you can manage to awaken all of your spirits, because those are mostly, that's a combination of 2 purple spirits and then 2 gold spirits, right? So just max the Buffet and then the Elite Demon for a much higher elemental, and then use Mr. Bite and Divine Plane as your support. Maybe use Elite Demon as your main battle spirit, since this will still provide you a good amount of HP. But then you will still be lacking on some of the inner stats. So, I mean, it's okay and it's not okay. It would depend on how you're gonna come up with increasing your Excellency Strike, your HP bonus, because those are the things that you will be lacking. Ang dami nga dito, there's a lot of spirit combination here that, if you think about it, you guys are lucky enough to actually meet Maiden, Genie, Golem, because before, if this was if this was really comparable as to the MUC before, OMG, the strongest spirit that you will ever have is Azure Flame, and then the secondary spirit that's considered as the strongest would be the Razor. Other than that, nothing else. And then the best combination before are the team, the bird team. Because they're all birds. There's like Sunscorch, Azure, Razor, and then I think it's Frost Essence. That's the most solid one, but it doesn't really give you a good combo. So we're kind of lucky to be seeing all of these spirits already now. Even though that there's no reset function yet. Probably they'll add that, but of course that's that's not really a normal update. I don't think that will be a normal update because it will be changing something from the interface. So I guess that will be a huge update if that happens. So for now, just be mindful of the main spirit that you're using, and if ever that you're gonna be using whatever main spirit, just make sure that you have an extra, because that means you have to recycle in case you decide to change spirits. Or maybe wait until you complete it. So right now, for the I didn't really receive a gift code as of the moment because Elder right now is kind of stuck. He's kind of busy as of the moment, but he will probably provide us with the gift code later. So if not me, it will be posted on the Discord, because I tried to ask him. He said, I'm stuck. He can't really get into a PC right now, and I cannot really extend my live stream because my head is hurting really, really, really bad already, and I'm really sorry. So I will be cutting off the stream, but keep an eye on your game and also on the Discord page, because we'll probably announce the gift code once the gift code is available. Do you have a guide for the highest double damage pet combo? Ooh. 1 second. I haven't really released a guide for that, but I have the list. 1 second. The spirit combination that provides the highest... Okay. The one that provides the highest one would be Thunder Apostle, Flying Pig, Demon Cynthian, and Demon Bat Prince. And that provides 17% double damage. That's the highest. And then the runner-ups are 15%. And yeah, the 15% ones is Whale, Golem, Lamp, Genie, Ice Princess. The other one is Demon, Sentient, Great Sage, Takemisuchi, Flying Pig. Third is Thunder Apostle, Demon Lord, Sentient, Great Sage, and Takemisuchi. And last one is Thunder Apostle, Flying Pig, Ice Princess, and Demon Bat Prince. OMG! That combo actually provides 90k HP. And that only has like 4 relation, but the HP is dope. While the deep, but this is not really available yet. Even though that the spirits are available, it doesn't really show in the relation yet. So I don't really recommend something that cannot be seen in here, even though that the spirits may be readily available when you loot them. If it's not available under under the relation interface, then no. The flying rainbow combo gives 20% though. Flying rainbow? Sometimes I think I only put on my list the combination of the spirits that will provide you the most balance. I think, is that a broken spirit relation that you're talking about? What are the can you tell me the spirits that are involved there? Kasi based on my list, one sec. Yeah, I have, based on my list though, it's quite random. The highest one is 17%. And that's with Thunder Apostle, Flying Big, Demon Lord, Cynthia, and Human Bat Prince. Genie, Scorch. Okay. I think I know why I didn't add that. Using that is okay. The problem is it lacks on everything else. I mean, having a good having a high amount of double damage is good, especially for early battles. But at the latter time, you would notice that you'll be lacking on the HP. You don't have enough, maybe excess strike or the other stuff. This one, yeah, I didn't add this. I didn't add this because if I use this combo, let's just say I didn't add this because this is a 3 spirit relation. Defense bonus, double damage. Now try to find, one second. Where's that combo? Genie. Try to find a combo here. This is Sun Scorch. This is Flaming Hook. Wait lang, ha? This is how you're gonna look at a spirit, ha? One sec. So, this is combo. So, these 2 are available. So, you'll also be getting 20% Excellency Resist. Max HP of 600. Okay, good. What else? See how sad that is? Those are the only 2 that you will end up increasing. Okay, here's another one. HP bonus of 5%, attack of 1, 6. So, only 6k HP. Wait. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, that's the only thing. So, pretty much, what you'll end up lacking, you won't have Excellency Strike. Even if you get the chance to get maybe an damage penetration, you won't have that. Wait. Kasi, here's the criteria for all of the spirits. You can get either max HP, attack, excellent strike, excellent resist, excellent bonus, double damage, double resist, defense bonus, damage penetration, damage bonus, ignore defense, HP bonus, attack bonus, damage support, damage amplification, defense, counter damage, damage absorb, lucky strike. Now, some may have an extreme amount of maybe double damage. It could have an extreme amount of excellency strike. But sometimes, that's what makes your character unbalanced. It will make your character very unbalanced. Because why? You will have 20% double damage, which is good. That's good amount of damage. What about your HP though? You're only getting like 6% HP out of that with 5% HP bonus. So probably you'll end up suffering from dying very easy. I mean, that's okay if you're an archer because you're a long range. As long as you don't get stunned and stuck, then you can survive and then deal good amount of damage, especially when you're killing boss or killing mobs and doing PvPs. But like I said, you have to find a way to increase your HP. You have to find a way to increase your defense. You have to find a way to increase your other inner stats, because those are the things that you will be lacking. You won't have excellency strike. You won't have damage penetration, even if you can have some. You won't have a lot of max HP. So there's a lot of things that you'll be lacking. I'm not saying it's a bad combination. It's just that if you choose to use that combination, you have to find a way to increase the stats that you will be losing if you choose to go that route. Get it? Hope you get it. But yeah, for now that will be it for my live stream. Like I said, the I will try to post the code if there will be a code that will be given today. Wait, I think the last pet for this combo is Harpy. Okay, let's try. Let's try. One sec. Harpy. Wait, what? Genie, right? Then Harpy. Genie. And then Harpy. Nada. It's a broken, we normally call it a broken spirit relation. If you go for that, then that means you're unlocking the charm of yin yang, as well as it's going to be a double 3 spirit relation kind of type. Max HP of 11,000, so plus 6, so that's 17,000. Excellency bonus will increase, damage bonus will increase. Yeah, but there's no. Thanks, wifey. I don't really see, like, 1 second. This no. Is it this? Is it supposed to be this one? Are you sure it's Harpy, or is it supposed to be Azure? I know this is Frost Essence. I'm sorry, my bad. 1 sec. No, still Frost Essence. Using a broken spirit combination is okay? It's okay. It's just that normally a 3 spirit combination is what you call a broken spirit relation that focuses more on the damage rather than a balanced build. It's also recommendable, not always, but it's okay. It's okay because I remember before when I was a diviner, I also use a broken spirit relation. I only use. Did you guys know when I was in C server for the longest time, I only use. I before I only used 3 spirits, which is Razor, Heavenly Maiden, and then Lamp Genie. And then when I get the chance to switch into a 4 spirit relation, I chose Razor, Heavenly Maiden, Lamp Genie, and Golem. They don't have a complete set of relation, which is the 4 spirit relation. It's only 3. But then I get 6 spirit relation out of them. Max HP that I get from it is only 11,500, which is not a lot. It's not a lot. But then the Excellency Strike is 31%, the Excellence Meter Assist is 20%, Exo bonus is 20%. I mean, you have to find I'm sorry, but I guess the only thing that I'm saying is there are newer spirits that has appeared in the game now. If I were you, try to choose the ones try to choose the newer spirit combination because they kind of provide more, especially on the inner. The double damage, increasing your double damage is actually not as bad because of course that's 200%. But like I said, if you think of it logically, if you compare Excellency Strike with a good amount of Excellency bonus versus double damage, Excellency Strike is actually way better. once I calculate the total buff. Sure, sure, sure. Go ahead. I saw that one. I think I made. I think I see something. Yeah, this one, the Charm of Yin Yang. It's gonna give you like a total of like around 17k HP. It's not so high though. It's a problem. My head is hurting. Excellency bonus 20%, but it doesn't really give you Excellency strike. So let's see if there's any other combo, or if you're using it, send me a screenshot so at least we can see. Ah! I'm like when I saw the HP. Ah! Okay. Good HP. Aray! Ay, kaso... Oh, never mind. Yeah. Wala pa. It's okay. I mean, that combination is okay as well. Yeah, and the HP was like around 30k. That's okay. If you like I said, if you haven't really looted any other or any of the um newer spirits, I guess, then you can stick with that. You, like I said, you guys, we have a lot of spirits that are available in the game right now. Make it work. Because me personally, I just made whatever I had work. I sorry, I do have other spirits here. I have Sage, I have Golem, I have Takemizuchi, I am still waiting for Maiden. But the reason why I chose the combination that I'm currently using right now is very simple. I can actually go and use a broken spirit relation if I wanted to, but I was aiming for HP. That's the reason why I chose the one that I have. And then I can also go for Sage and then Nakamizuchi. I also have Ice Queen available. But like I said, I'm just trying to make whatever I have work. Kasi I remembered when I was choosing my relation, I end up putting all of the items or all of the spirits on my inventory, and I didn't really upgrade anything. What I did was I mix and match, and try to see if the relation would work for my character or not. And for me, after doing all the mixing and matching and after checking, this one actually provides me the highest amount of HP, which is what I need. And it provides me a good amount of HP bonus. It provides me damage bonus. It has damage penetration. It has excellent strike. It has resist. It has double damage. It it has all of the flavors that I want in a character, for my character. So that's the reason why I chose this. But is this my first choice for spirit relation? No, it's not. What is my first choice? It's the one with the demon Cynthian. Why didn't I use it? Because I don't have it yet. But this we're still 2 week, almost 2 weeks old, for the server and for our characters. So there's going to be a lot of changes that will happen on the character as you still, as you continue, gaming. You get all the mats you use back, right? Amount of purple stones and blue stones and whatnot. Yes, you will. I don't want to do that because I actually like the razor that I have, because razors, which is weird, Azure Flame before was the hardest one to get and razor was one of the easiest ones to get, but now razor is the hardest one to get. I have an extra razor here, but I think I can try. I can try, but I don't want to try now. I'll try maybe next time. Okay, I'm planning on making some of the switches next time. I mean, this one has a better stats. It has double damage, it has damage absorb, excellency bonus, and damage penetration. I can actually switch, but for now, I don't really want to waste the razor that I am using right now. I'll balance it out maybe if I have the other spirit that I wanted to get, like the maiden and the Cynthia. Okay? But sorry guys. I really wanted to stay a little bit longer, but my head is hurting insanely bad. I drank medication already, but it still hurts, so it's like palpitating, and I don't like that feeling. So I will be cutting the stream, but if I do receive the code today, I will try to send it in the Discord channel. If I can post it on the page, I will as well. And I will also shout it out on the world chat so that everybody can actually use it. Okay? So that will be all pretty much for my live stream, I guess. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys learned something from me. And see you guys again tomorrow for the 10th day. And after the 10th day, I will be resting for a bit from live streaming. But I will be still working on the background so that if you guys need assistance, I will always be here in the USA server. So that will be all. Thank you guys so much again.